Good evening, everyone. This is Financial Literacy 101. I'm your host, Ross World. Today, we're going to talk about your second possible economic impact payment, also known as the stimulus check, okay? Now, granted, most of Americans, millions of Americans by now, have already received their first direct deposit if you had it electronically, and you should be receiving your check in the mail for $1,200, okay? And it also includes $500 per child, and if you're a family for $2,400. Now, the proper name for this under the CARES Act is called Economic Impact Payment, but we all know it as a stimulus check. So what they're proposing here is that every American over the age of 16 will receive $2,000, okay? $2,000. Now, I'm just going to give it to you straight. Do I believe it's possible to do this? Yeah, I'm a taxpayer and I know how much money I've been paying in taxes, so it's quite possible. The other question is, are they going to do it? Well, we know that Congress is not meeting, right? But they can Zoom, they can do web, Cisco Systems, whatever the name of that platform is. They can do Google Hangouts. I don't care how they do it, but they need to do it. Even if it's not for $2,000 a month, at least $1,500 a month. Okay, that's just my perspective. Millions of Americans are hurting, and $1,200 is like showing a dog a steak, but just giving him the bone, right? Think about that. But let's get into the details. I don't want to ramble because I know you guys want to have the information. Now, the $2,000 proposal a month is going to be at least for 6 months. Now, for individuals, if you make under $130,000, the government is proposing a possible $2,000 a month. Okay, that's real good considering. That is a lot better than $1,200 one time. So we're talking about $2,000, okay? We're talking about $2,000 per month if you're single and over the age of 16. If you are a married couple, and you make less than $260,000 a year, they're proposing $4,000, okay? $4,000. Now, granted, if you are a married couple with 3 kids, you will receive $5,500 a month. But they're not paying because you decided to have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 kids, okay? The government's like, okay, we can't pay for every kid you got. I understand, because we're already bankrupting America. I mean, we're already living out of debt. Thanks, China, for buying all our debt up. Anyway, the point is this. They're only going to pay you up to a max of $5,500 a month if you're married with 3 kids or less, okay? Also, what's good about that is in the sense of if you're 16 and over, you're also going to receive this $2,000 a month. Now, we know there's going to be stipulations. If you're 16 and over and you had a job, just because you're a living 16-year-old, I doubt if this is going to just pay you $2,000 and you don't even know the value of a dollar yet because you have not worked. Okay, you have not worked. So this is very imperative to note, especially for married families. You can actually do some budgeting and some projections here. Now, granted, a lot of you under the CARES Act, I told you in a previous video that you could actually take up to $100K from your 401k. And you have within 3 years to pay that amount back without penalty, without tax, okay, without tax. So essentially, that $100K, you can use it for particular reasons. Now, with this proposal, we're waiting, and no one doesn't have a date when Congress are going to virtually meet, when they're going to decide on this new bill, this new package. So we have to be very cognizant that we still have to keep our families afloat. Because granted, when did they come out with the information of the first stimulus check? Then when did you receive it? I heard most people receive their check in 3 to 4 weeks. So we're talking about almost a month. So, excuse me. So they haven't even decided that they were going to even put this in place, let alone approved it, let alone send it through the House and all the echelons of government to get it approved. So you have to do something in the meantime. So let's go over the details one more time, very briefly here. They're proposing, okay, they're talking around, they're hinting, they're estimating, they're just jargon, they're just talking about these things. For Americans, taxpayers, if you're single and over the age of 16, 130, if you make that and less, 130,000 a year or less, you're going to receive $2,000 per month direct deposit or check in the mail. If you are married, you're going to receive $4,000 a month. If you have kids, whether you're single or married, they're going to give you $500 per kid up to 3 kids. Okay, no more. So if you got more kids, guess we're going from frozen to canned. That's what I'm saying. You have to stretch that money however you can. Do I believe this is a good thing? When I really think about the economics of it, it's going to hurt the economy, but the economy is already hurting. Who can plan a pandemic, right? But when they showed us the stake, and the stake is this, ladies and gentlemen, you are tax-paying Americans. And, okay, my tax return was $159. That's what I got my refund. I don't know what to do with $159. Now, I looked at some stats. Most Americans, when they got their stimulus check, their economic impact payment of $1,200 and families of $2,400, what do you think most people bought? You think they paid their rent? You think they paid their mortgage? You think they paid Johnny's and Tyrone's college bills? No, Monsieur Reno, they didn't. People bought food. People went out and bought food. All right, because right now, in a lot of states and local governments, even on the federal level, no one can get evicted. Okay, whether you're in a house or an apartment, no matter where you live, there are laws and guidelines and policies that are out. There are restricting landlords of putting people out on the street during this pandemic. First and foremost, it's inhumane and it's a safety risk because there's a pandemic. Okay? And then second of all, those people are just horrible. Okay? Now, granted, how do they expect you to have money when no money is coming in? I can go back to one of my previous videos and talk about that you should have a emergency fund of 3 to 6 months. But we understand that most Americans live in debt. That's just the truth. Most Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Now, granted, I hope this is a life learned lesson for most people. When you get these stimulus checks, when you get these economic impact payments, I want you to do right by your finances. Only buy the things you need. Food, water if you're in Flint, Michigan, and the essentials. I still see people buying wads of toilet paper, baby wipes, napkins, paper towels. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not going to run out. And if it runs out, use a washcloth and rinse it off. Probably not the best advice. But anyway, I'm going to read some of your notes and see what you guys are saying in the chat. She Hate Me says, what up, Ross? What up? Can Clutter, thank you for the Neo and Bone Stock, my brother. My pleasure. Thank you, Ms. Redhead, for being the narrator today. And Percy, thank you for your donation. I appreciate it. I really, really do. Nolan Baptiste, thank you for joining us this evening. And Ernest Seal, are we getting another check in May? There's no confirmation. Okay, there's no confirmation. The The government needs to get together somehow, some way. I kind of gave you the bare bones. All this is information if you want to know the very details, but you're not going to really find out any more about this, okay? Because they're going to have to try to fit this under the CARES Act like they did you can borrow against your 401k $100,000, and also the $1,200 economic impact payment / stimulus check was under the CARES Act as well. So this is information, new information that they are proposing, okay, that they are proposing. It's kind of like, think of proposal like if you're married or you are expecting to get married and your significant other proposed to you. Do it mean that y'all getting married? No, it doesn't. Just because we are engaged don't mean we're getting married. So that's the way you have to look at this proposal. Makes sense, right? Okay. So hopefully it goes through. I hope it's for the entire $2,000, but this is for me. This is my perspective. I'm okay with $1,500 a month. I am. I'm okay with $1,500 a month. I have to learn how to stretch it with all these kids I got running around here. Ain't nobody here but me. But I eat like I got 3 kids. I'm just kidding. All right, Valdez Brown saying what's up. Hey, what's up? So, hey, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't want this to be long. That's all the information I got. As a quick recap, if you are single and over the age of 16 with no kids, you're going to receive $130,000. I'm sorry, you're not going to receive $130,000. If you are single with no kids and over the age of 16 and a taxpayer, you're going to receive $2,000 a month under this proposed new plan. If you are married, you will receive and you make less than $260,000, you will receive $4,000 a month. If you are married and up to 3 kids, you will receive $5,500 a month. And if you are single with kids, up to 3 kids, you will receive $500 per child, will actually get you up to $3,500. That is pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. This is Financial Literacy 101. Learn money and be inspired. I'm out. They better give me my check. I ain't playing these games with these people out here. They crazy.